Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Julia. Today we are doing another pick a card reading, and today's reading is what have people noticed about you? So we're gonna have 4 piles today. Let me go ahead and show you the piles. For pile 1, we have the beautiful citrine for pile 1. Pile 2 is the ruby zoisite. Ruby zoisite for pile 2. Pile 3 is the black tourmaline. And last but not least, we have pile 4 with the clear quartz point. As per usual, timestamps will be in the description and in the comments, so I will see you guys in the reading. Hi, pile 1, if you chose the citrine, pile 1, this is your reading. What have people noticed about you? So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start up here. Oh, lovely. Archangel Metatron, Door to Spirit, Contract. People have noticed that there is a spiritual presence around you, pile 1. People have noticed that it's like almost the presence of your guides around you. They have noticed there is some kind of protection or guidance that you have, or both, and that things that are not good for you seem to be steered away from you. Things that distract you seem to be steered away from you, and that looks almost like but it's giving the feeling that with this contract in reverse, that things that mean you no good end up getting detoured away from you, and even some people end up getting bad karma for trying to distract you or detour you from what you're doing, and that you have a lot of, it's feeling angelic guidance or presence around you. Yeah, beautiful. And I love Archangel Metatron, absolutely love him. Okay, we're also seeing here Sun and Mercury. People have noticed that you don't always say how much you know. People have noticed that there's a lot that they feel that you keep to yourself, that you don't say. That it's not giving the feeling that you're afraid to speak up, but it's just giving a feeling like there's just a lot you don't share with people, almost because it's giving the feeling like maybe it's none of their business, you know? But people feel that you know a whole lot more than you say and show. Also here with this manifest card coming out reverse, people, okay, I don't know if this is necessarily something that they notice, but it's almost giving something that they suspect. People feel that you're working on something that you're not showing or sharing with them, especially coming out with next to that Sun and Mercury. People feel that there's something that you are working on or something that you have manifested that you're not showing and sharing with everybody. They feel you've got something going on or you're working on something and you're just not showing or sharing it with everybody. Okay, that's what they're noticing. Also, let's see, golden ratio, Arcturians, tall whites, flower of life. People have noticed that you are unpredictable. It's giving a feeling with this golden ratio coming out in reverse that you have a specific almost rhyme and reason to you, or a routine even, but that there's still an unpredictability in your step, I'm hearing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but there's something that even though you have something that the way you do things is almost like routine, you're still unpredictable. Like there's almost, even though I don't see the Uranus card here, there's still something that's Uranian about you, where you might have something that you do regular. I keep getting a sensation at the tip of my nose, which means there's a channel coming in. I have weird cues of way of reading energies, but anyhow, that there's, even though you have maybe certain things you do routinely, you're still unpredictable. That like every now and then you come out of left field with something, so people know they can't always bank on trying to predict what you're going to do or know what you're going to do, because even if you do something routinely, every now and then you hit them with a left field, like out of nowhere you do something, you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming, you know? So people have noticed that there's something unpredictable in you or about you and the way you do things. Yeah, people have noticed, okay, yeah, Arcturians upright, tall whites reverse. People are, okay, yeah, feeling safe and then uncertainty in reverse. Yeah, it's giving the feeling that you are very clear-minded and level-headed. It's almost giving the feeling, I'm also hearing, this is kind of a little strange, but it makes sense, that you're very unbothered. People are noticing that you're very unbothered by a lot of things, and I'm feeling like even this might be some things from the past, like that you're maybe even in your own little bubble, or keep people at a distance from entering into your energetic space. Like maybe you have a lot of protection up because there's a lot of things that you're unbothered by, and so it's almost, I don't know if people have tried throwing jabs at you or in the past or in one way or another, whether it's verbally or even energetically, but that you're just very unbothered. You feel very safe, you're level-minded, nothing seems to be bothering you, and that you seem to have like a really clear level, like you're very clear-minded, level-headed, that you're not sitting in any, it's like almost like you're not acting like you're suspicious or bothered or uncertain about things, that things you're very clear about what you want and what you're doing. People have also noticed that you're very inspirational. It's almost, I'm hearing the word like some people are awestruck by some of about how inspiring, it's giving the feeling some of the things you have either done, manifested, created, said, advice you've given, or just the way you've come through for people, or even some things that you've made happen has been very inspirational. Oh, yeah. People have also noticed that you're not going through any bad karma. Yeah. Firestorm reverse, turning your back reverse. People have noticed you're not going through any bad karma. I don't know if this is coming up. Maybe perhaps someone in the past did something and they tried to blame you, or people try to say something bad about you, but people are noticing that you're not going through any bad karma. You're not. So clearly, maybe whatever they were thinking or whatever maybe other people tried to say or portray couldn't have been right, because you're definitely not going through bad karma. People are also noticing that people or even certain connections who thought that it's like, oh, they'll never leave this person, or they're stuck on that person, or if there was someone who thought, oh, they'll always be stuck on me or something, that you turned your back and that you're not going back to them. Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen this again right here. Yeah, people have noticed that you've moved forward with your life, and for a good handful of you, I feel there was a specific situation that you finally said, F it, and just moved forward and said, I'm not going to even sit there and try to defend this, explain this, or fight for this. I'm just moving on. F it, I'm moving on. I'm more worried about my stability. Here it comes again. I'm so worried about my stability and my maybe even possible work or projects, or just maintaining, a good foundation and stability. I'm not going to deal with it. I've just moved forward from that. I'm not wasting any more time on these issues. Also, people have noticed that you're not looking back. You're not going back because you've healed. Beautiful. People have also noticed how deeply empathetic and loving and supporting you truly are. And people have noticed that here's that sun coming out like this again, and we have it vice versa. People have also noticed that they understand why you keep certain things to yourself. They're drawing me to a wall here. It's almost like there are certain people or situations that you've closed out of your life, or have guarded yourself against, or kept maybe even certain people at bay, so that you can maintain your own happiness, or get back to your happiness, or get back to bringing the light alive in you again, because I'm hearing it was integral for you to maintain all that love and empathy. It's giving the feeling maybe there's people who took the advantage of that in your life. Yeah. People have also noticed you like to be able to move freely and openly in any direction you like. That I'm hearing something about light as a feather. It's interesting. But you don't like to feel weighed down by things. You don't like to have be carrying a heavy burden, or to feel burdened. People also have realized and noticed about you that having a solid foundation and a secure, either whether it's a home life or living situation, is very important to you. Very important. People have also noticed that you don't like to be stuck. You do not like to be stuck in situations or with people or in places. You don't like to be anywhere where you feel stuck or trapped. You don't like it at all. Yeah. So that is what I have for you today, pile 1. I hope this resonated, and I hope you'll feel called to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another reading or another pile. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the ruby zoisite, pile 2, this is your reading. What have people noticed about you? And I'm hearing that you guys are my survivors. You guys are survivors in this pile. And I can see that in the cards I've put down. I noticed in a lot of my pick a cards, there's usually that one pile that I get that has people in it who have gone through some pretty tough things, be it harassment, stalking, even gang stalking, or just had some problems in some area, whether it's work, family, or other things. And there's usually that one pile I could tell that's gone through some stuff. And you guys are, I feel that pile, and I'm hearing that you guys are, this is the survival pile. Like you guys have been through a lot of things. Okay, but let's get into what people have noticed about you. So we have Archangel, and you know that you have a lot of protection and guidance. Pile 1 had an angel come out too. You guys have 2 angels that came out. Beautiful, love it. So we have Archangel Shamiel, 3rd chakra, and 4th chakra Archangel Raphael, as well as anxiety in reverse. Love it. People have noticed that you have stopped doing things and opening your heart up to certain people in order to avoid situations that cause a lot of anxiety. You're not willing to stress yourself out or put yourself in stressful situations any longer in order to in order to maintain your good mental health. Like you're not going to, I'm even hearing the word, exploit yourself or put yourself in situations that just are not good for you, especially mentally. And then we have semi-sextile reverse, North Node reverse, Libra upright. Beautiful. So yeah, people have realized you are not allowing things to distract you from your purpose or from what your goals that you're focused on, or things that you are meant to be and aligned with. You're not going to allow things to take you away from your destiny any longer. That you are now being very ideal and looking at things in a very balanced way. And I've become very socially aware of situations, of what is and what is not for you. This divorced and someone else. Yeah, people have noticed that you have separated yourself, whether it's from someone specifically or certain people or situations. People have noticed that it feels to me like, whether it's co-workers, groups of friends, certain places that you have separated yourself from, it feels like you've done your due diligence to separate yourself from certain things that were not for you, that were not good for you. That you became very balanced and aware that these things were not good for you, and so that you did your due diligence and you separated yourself from certain things. Very fascinating. Here we have reptilians in reverse, water in reverse, and Syrians in reverse. Let me see one thing here. 1 second, you guys. People have noticed that you've done a lot of reflections and on not reflections, but you've done a lot of reflecting on the lessons that you learned through the things that you went through with people who put you in situations that caused you to go into survival mode. I've also noticed that you're coming out of survival mode and that you are staying away from things that hurt you in the past. That you have also there was a time in the past where these things affected you to where it might have caused you to have to even neglect some of your responsibilities, and it was because it was hard because of the hard lessons that you had to learn, unfortunately, through being around people who were very predatory in nature, is what it feels like. People also have noticed that you blocked communication with certain people or a certain someone. This is I'm getting a split on this right here, these 3 cards. For some of you, this is going to be a specific person. Like maybe a connection that you were in. That somebody, like might be that it's just one person noticing, that somebody's noticed that you're not speaking to them anymore. And people, and it feels to me they noticed that you became aware of something that they were trying to keep secret, and they know that it affected you greatly, and they understand why you blocked them. For others of you, it's that people are noticing that you blocked off certain people because you became aware of things they were trying to keep secret. People have also noticed you're using your mind very much wiser now. You're making your moves, like you're making wise decisions and moving much smarter now. People have also noticed that you're not dealing with things where there's no reciprocity, where people weren't giving back to you. It's like you're being more wise about situations where people weren't giving to you. People have also noticed that you are using your intuition and mind very wisely in the direction that you're moving your life, and that you're moving in a direction towards freeing yourself so that you could stand true in your authenticity, and that you love your freedom, and that you love to be able to move in any direction. And people have noticed how much you use your mind and your intuition. Some people have noticed, it feels to me, for some of you, this might not be all of you, but it seems to me a lot of you have maybe been staying in more or keeping to yourself and not going out as much, and people have noticed that. People have also noticed that you're not going back to certain things or people from the past. People have also noticed that it's not as easy to find things out about you. There's a lot more privacy about you. For some of you, you've had some kind of financial upgrade, or I don't want to say upgrade, but things are looking better for you. Maybe you have a new job, or you've invested more into your home life, and people have noticed that. People have also noticed that there's a lot that you're not saying to a lot of people, and that's giving that feeling of that privacy, and for good reason. Now for this part right here, it's giving a very specific feel to it, what I'm seeing here, as I'm noticing, because what it feels like it's showing me, it's not so much what somebody's noticed about you, but it almost feels like it's giving me a bit of information about maybe somebody who is connected to you. So this might not be for everyone. And the reason I say it's somebody not connected to you is because I have my own specific way of reading the vice versa tarot. And for me, when I'm looking at it front-wise, and you'll always know when it's front-wise, because it will have... Is this upright right now? Julie, why'd you pick that up? Okay, anyways. But when it's front-wise, you see the suit will be on the let's see, left side. You see, this is front-wise. Reversed, it will be on the other side. So that's how I know a lot of them are coming out vice versa. So this is and when I see it front-wise, it's for you. Vice versa, it is for someone else. So I see vice versa, so it's telling me something about somebody else. So it feels to me that maybe people have noticed something about somebody who was connected to you, that something didn't play out for somebody who was connected to you. It feels to me like, I feel like the cards are showing me that people have noticed something about someone connected to you. So what I'm seeing here is that people have noticed that somebody who was connected to you, who went in a different direction, didn't have the happily ever after they thought they were going to have. It feels to me like they ended up having, as they might say, trouble in paradise. People have noticed that that whoever went in a different direction seems to have been met with a lot of fighting that they weren't able to escape. People have also noticed that this person feels to be like they're waiting either for you to come back, or waiting to hear from you, or hoping that you'll reach out to them. But people have also noticed that that person made a mistake by moving and giving their, feels like love and support in a different direction for something that didn't pay off for them. Okay, so Spirit, I guess, wanted you to know that might not be for everyone, because it was really interesting that Spirit was showing me something that was noticed about somebody else, but I definitely feel obviously this is someone connected to you because it's coming out in your reading. So that's what I have for you today, pile 2. I hope this resonated and made some kind of sense. I hope you feel called to like and subscribe. Ooh, bye. I think. Hi, pile 3. If you chose the black tourmaline, pile 3, this is your reading. What have people noticed about you? So let's get right into it. And you know what I find so fascinating, pile 3, is that in your pile, and also I think it was, well, first of all 3 piles so far have had angels come out. From the, what is that, the energy oracle? Yeah. There's only I think seven archangel cards, and I think maybe 1 or 2 other angel cards in it, but all 3 piles so far have had archangels come out in it, and pile 2 and this one have had 2 archangels come out And I only pulled like 3. And so 2 of them were archangels. So you definitely are somebody who is spiritually guided and protected. I can see that right off the bat. So right away, okay, so let's get into it. So we have the Magician and the Mirror. Yes, lovely. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. Beautiful, love it. Okay, right away what I'm getting from this is almost like not even, yeah, I feel myself, sorry, here comes the channel. This isn't even almost like, yeah, and I'm rocking. I wasn't doing this in the other piles. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of information just by looking down a lot of these cards. Okay, this is almost not even what people are noticing, but what people are wondering about you, pile 3. People are wondering, how do you do it? How are you doing something that you're doing? Or how do you know something that you're knowing? People don't fully understand how you know certain things, or the knowledge or the wisdom that you attain, where it comes from. They don't understand it, but they feel it's very spiritually guided. Some people are wondering if you, because there's some kind, they can feel and sense some, like something magical, like something very spiritual, like a spiritual presence around you or about you. And yeah, here goes the rock. I'm rocking as I do this sometimes when I start channeling like big streams of information. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, and they're wondering, like, some are wondering if you are into energy work, because they don't know how certain things come to you. They are wondering how you get these certain streams of information, I guess you could say, or how, and also some people don't understand your creativity, but they feel that you are very creative, but they don't, they feel like it's almost magic. Like, where does it, where is it, how are you able to tap into such a specific creative source? So you might have I might have some artists here, or people who are into some kind of a spiritual work or spiritual art or manifesting something, but they don't understand. Like, they're almost wondering, like, how do you know these things, or where does it come from? Okay, so then also we have, yeah, and then, yeah, it's really interesting. Your pile's coming out quite different than the other ones, where it's not so much showing me what people are noticing about you, but it's almost showing me what people are wondering about you. There's a lot of, I feel there's a lot of curiosity around you, pile 3. Yeah, with this 5th house in reverse, people are curious about you. People are wondering it's like they're almost wondering what it is that you like. They're wondering what certain things about your private life, like what you do for fun. Like, maybe you're a very private person. And also in the next cards I have coming out, I see the Scorpion, which I'm going to channel many different messages off that. I can already feel it. But so yes, there could be some people here. This could be that pile that has a lot of the, you know, plutonic energies that you that channel through your vessel. Like, you might have, you know, in your birth chart, you might have some heavy aspects with Pluto. You might have a lot of Scorpio placements or 8th house placements, or be having a 8th house or a heavy, you know, Pluto aspect right now, an 8th house transit. But there's something here that's, you know, what comes with that is something very private. There's a lot of mystery, an air of mystery. So people are wondering or curious about you right now, is what I see. Yeah, they're wondering about your home life. People are curious about what you do for fun, what goes on at home, what your family life is like. Interesting. Yeah, it's giving the feeling that people can tell you have. Let's get into some of these animals. We have Scorpio. I meant to say Scorpion. So there, I know I got some Scorpio placements up in here, or 8th house or Pluto, you know. But so we have Scorpion, Sea Serpent, Buffalo reverse, and Tiger. Very interesting, pile 3. People are noticing that you have a very high level of emotional intelligence. You are very highly emotionally intelligent. There's a great depth to you. People are also noticing you are not one to be bullied, and that you do not like bullies, and you don't stand for bullying. People also notice that, have noticed that you don't move from fear, a place of fear, that there's not much that scares you. Very fascinating. People also notice that it's like they notice that you're not scared, but they don't know exactly what your method of, I don't want to say attacking is. It might be self-defense or protection, but people are having a hard time understanding your protection. I feel that people notice that you're not one to be bullied and you don't like bullies, and that you're not a person who's afraid, but they don't understand your methods of whether it's defense or protection, but they know it's there. So that's kind of almost taking me back to the magician in the mirror. There's a lot of air of mystery and curiosity around you. I can feel it and sense it. So it's not, so some things people are noticing, but there's a lot more that I feel that people are curious and wondering about you. I think there's a lot they feel they don't understand or they're just curious about. And okay, so let me get down here now. These cards get a bit interesting and a bit specific, so I'm not sure how much of this will be for everyone, but I'll try to put it in a scale where it can make sense for most of you. Okay, so we have Anunnaki, Men in Black, Arcturians, and Syrians. And also what I find very fascinating, pile 3, is I forget if it was pile 1 or pile 2, but in one of those piles, the Arcturians and Syrians came out together too, but in that pile, they came out in reverse. In this one, they're upright. And that doesn't mean necessarily anything good or bad, it just kind of changes the angle or the perspective of how I'm going to translate this energy. Okay, so let's start right here. Oh, this is weird. Not weird, but it's different. This is a different energy, especially with the Anunnaki and MIB coming out next to each other. Okay. There is a lot of curiosity around you, and there is a lot of people wondering certain things about you that they don't understand. There is also, seems to be some eyes on you, some kind of attention on you. There is something here where you might have even caught the attention of whether this is an authority, an agency, or even could even be something government, or on some other level it could be on a lower, not lower like beneath, but a smaller scale where it might be even something where it's like management or a boss. There's some kind of an attention on you because of it's been brought to somebody's attention, or somebody has noticed there is something that you do or know how to do, or something you know about that maybe they don't understand how you know that, or why you know that, or how you're able to do something, or why you're able to do something, and so it's caught a certain attention. Now, for a select few of you, this is going to be on a different scale, where this is basically what I'm getting off. This is, and this won't be for everyone, but there is for a select few of you, where this feels to me that you have caught the attention of some kind of a possibly authority or agency who's, I'm hearing the word monitoring, almost what you're doing, because it's not understood how or why you know certain things. It's almost giving the feeling like, how do they know that? They shouldn't know that. Maybe even looking into how you came across this information, or maybe a certain skill set you have. And for the reason of, with this Anunnaki, it's, I'm hearing even possible, this is weird, crowd control, about maybe, okay, so let's just say you have even maybe some spiritual gifts. Maybe you're able to channel information, and maybe some of the information you're channeling is highly accurate and correct. Maybe you are freely sharing this information or assisting people with certain things, and there is certain people who are like, okay, how do you know that though? Because it's giving the feeling like it's very true and accurate. So maybe they're monitoring what kind of information you are sharing, because for the specific reason of a control issue of, okay, this is maybe not information that was supposed to be being released or let out. And for others of you, it's not on that scale. It's something about, maybe there's something at your job or in your community or in a group that you're affiliated with, like say if you have a church, or say you're in some kind of organization, or even a nonprofit, or you do some kind of volunteer work, or maybe a fraternity. This could play out in many different arenas for different people who are watching, but maybe within that group or organization or agency, or your, at your job, your church, whatever it is, that you know something that maybe only something a supervisor or a boss would have known. and maybe it's been brought to their attention, or they see that you're able to do something that maybe you haven't been trained to do. So it's where did they learn how to do that? How are they able to do that? How do they know this? Why do they know this? What are they doing with this, either a skill, ability, knowledge, or information? Very fascinating. People are also noticing that you are somebody who does have a lot of knowledge, but that you keep it protected and keep it to yourself. Not necessarily to yourself, because obviously I just did talk about sharing information, but it's almost like keeping protected where you're getting it from or how you're able to do something, but also that you're not stressing something. It's like you're not worried about it, because it's almost like I'm not worried about for sharing or doing what I know how to do, or sharing what I know, because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. So it's like almost like I know nobody's came and told me something, you know, illegally, or came and told me something, or trained me how to do something that I shouldn't know how to do. This is something I'm not in the wrong for doing or knowing. And so you're not worried about it. And I do feel that there's a lot of protection around you, also spiritually, in this matter. Also, I'm seeing there is something here about you're very wise, because you've learned a lot of lessons. You have a lot of emotional balance, and that you've been through probably a lot of more unique experiences than the average, and which has given you also a lot of wisdom and knowledge and a different perspective than most, which is also why I feel you've attained certain maybe skills or knowledge of things that you have, and that you're a very responsible person, and people are noticing that you're a very responsible person. Okay, now let's keep going. People are noticing that well, now this is weird and kind of harsh. It's not easy to backstab you. And I'm not to say that you have never been backstabbed, but it's something about that, and what I'm being drawn to is the mind games on this card, is that people are noticing that it's not easy to play mind games with you. For one, that you don't let a lot of people in, I see, which also brings me back to that Scorpion energy, that you're very probably keep people at a distance. I feel like you've gained a lot of wisdom through experience, and you have a high keen intuition and a clear knowing with that, you know, the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel up here, your crown chakra is litty, so you be knowing, right? So it's not easy to play mind games with you. You'll turn your back on somebody, and it's like you'll be on guard quickly. People also are realizing that, well, have noticed that somebody who you love very much that you detached from, or that this person loved you very much that you detached from, that person, they're noticing that person is greatly regretting either what's happened between the two of you, but they're greatly regretting being separated or disconnected from you. But this person was not, it's like they weren't connecting to their inner child or your inner child, and so they weren't able to love you correctly, and it feels to me that you separated from them. They could no longer play either some kind of games or mind games, possibly. People are also noticing that you're doing much better now that you have disconnected from somebody. People are noticing that somebody you're doing much better than that now that you have disconnected either from somebody or a group of somebody. So maybe it was whether you separated from somebody you were with or somebody who you were interested in, but there's something that you separated from somebody because you realized you were better off without them, and now people are noticing that you are better off without that person, and that you're doing much better since you've disconnected from that person. Or it could even be as far as that could be a, connection, relationship, friend, family, a job. It's something about that since you've disconnected, people have noticed you're doing so much better. And that somebody else is, or whatever it is that you disconnected from, whether it was a relationship, friends, a job, that they're not doing better without you. That you were the missed opportunity. People are also noticing now that you're not as quick to give all of yourself to people, that you are much more, you're still, I'm hearing the word kind and courteous, loving, but you give enough, but you don't overextend yourself to where you're putting yourself in a jeopardizing position. People have also noticed that you don't you won't stay stuck for long. If something's moving too slowly, you'll just stop working on it and go in a different direction because you're not going to keep yourself stuck. People have also realized and noticed, I keep saying realized, maybe I should do another what if people realize about you reading. I haven't done one of those in a few months. Okay, so, but people have noticed also that you're not giving to people who don't treat you with what you're worth, that you'll move in a different direction, that you're no longer giving or to people who are not reciprocal. People have also noticed that that you've moved on quickly from some kind of situation or somebody, and people have noticed that, not this about you, but about somebody else, that they're wanting to come in quickly. Like they're almost upset that you've moved on. And that you're cool, calm, and collected, like whatever, I'm just looking for what's next. Like I'm moving on with my life. I'm looking on what's to come. I'm not looking back. People have noticed that about you. Hold on. People have noticed that you're not missing out on anything. Sorry, I'm getting multiple messages. 1 second. People are noticing that somebody wasn't able to have their way with you. But you didn't want to miss out on other things in life, so you had to move forward. And that left that person very confused, and people are noticing that you're not confused, and you see through all the illusions, and they're noticing that somebody is confused as how you were able to move on so fast. Well, and if it wasn't fast, that how you were able to move on without going back. And people are noticing that you've moved forward. So that's what I have for you today, Pile 3. I hope this resonated. I hope you feel called to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in another reading. Hi, Pile 4. If you chose the clear quartz, Pile 4, this is your reading. What have people noticed about you? So let's get right into it. Okay, I'm happy to say that in all 4 piles from the Energy Oracle, an angel card came out. A couple of them had 2 angel cards come out. So this is great because this tells me that you have a lot of people notice and sense that you have a lot of guidance and protection around you. They notice the spiritual presence around you. Okay, so let's get right into it. So we have Angel of Balance, Cornucopia, Envy. Okay, yeah, people are noticing that you have either come into or maintained a lot of balance in your life. You're a very fair person and a very level-headed person, that you're either gaining or have maintained a lot of balance in your life. People have also noticed that there are people around you who are envious of sorry if you guys hear the yelling in the background. It's my parents in the other room. People have also noticed that there are some people who envy you for certain things that they don't have that you have. And I'm almost getting the feeling that it's not necessarily material things. It could very well be material things, but it's almost like people being jealous of the balance you're able to hold in your life, or the way you're able to keep your cool, or the way you have the spiritual presence around you, your protection, your guidance, that there are certain people who are envious of that because they don't have it or don't understand it. Okay, also coming out, we have Sun, Libra, and the 4th house in reverse. I feel like Sun and Libra came out in one of the other piles. I'm not sure, but let's keep going. So people are noticing that you seem to be very happy, very much in a good place, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, that you're a very happy person, and that you're somebody who, I'm hearing, has a very I'm hearing a lot of vitality, like life force energy to you. There's you have a large presence. People can feel your energy from, oh God, now it's crazy. I just heard that song by Kendrick Lamar, Don't Kill My Vibe. I could feel your energy from 2 planets away, or something. Like, people can feel you and sense you from far. Like, that your presence is magnetizing. It's very energizing. People are also feeling, yeah, once again with the Libra, it's giving me, along with that angel of balance, I definitely could have somebody here who comes to this pile. You guys might have some, a lot of Libra placements, or maybe even in your big 3. Doesn't have to be though, but that you're a very fair person. People have noticed you are a very fair person, that you maintain a lot of balance, that you look at things fairly. You're not somebody who does things in an unfair manner, or you don't, do people dirty. People are realizing how fair you are. People are also, this is not so much a noticing, but it's more, and I got this a bit in pile 3 too. There's a curiosity that people are having or wondering about your home life or your private life, or what it was like. I'm hearing some people are wondering what your childhood was like even. I'm hearing they're wondering what it was like for you, how you grew up, where you came from, what your roots are, like what your background is. People are curious about that. Some people have, a lot of people have noticed that, though, that there seems to be something a little bit, I guess you could say, closed off, but it's not that you're closed off. Well, it could be, but it's something more about that you don't let people into your inner sphere, like into your inner emotional bubble very easily, that it's more of a feeling of guarded. People are wondering if, like, that you're not openly intimate with a lot of people, like that they feel like there's a lot that you keep to yourself, like you just don't come out and share everything going on with you very openly, that it's almost like you're very selective. So I'm hearing selective and choosy about who you open up to and who you let in. And, I gotta say, in today's age, I feel like that's a wise decision. It's not, today there's just so much so many people are purging so many different energies, so many different wounds, and going through healing processes, that not everybody is at the same place in their, in this incarnation, at the point, where they're at in their evolution, and their soul's evolution to, not everyone's at the same place. And so it's kind of wise, I think, sometimes to be careful and selective about who you open up and share certain parts of yourself with. So I can understand that energy myself very well in pile 4. Also, let's see. Okay, so let's keep going. People are noticing you're very fearless, that you're not scared of a lot of things, that you don't move from a place of fear. I also felt that in pile 3. Maybe there's some messages for you guys in pile 3 too. People are also noticing that you're a very passionate person. You have a lot of creativity that people don't understand. People also have noticed that you see through projections. That when people are either putting up a facade, or are moving from a wound, or moving from a shadow, that you see through their projections very easily and very clearly. You're not one to be fooled easily. People also see that you have noticed that you hold a lot of love, that there's a certain childlike wonder to you. People also have noticed that you're hard to read, pile 4. There's certain parts of you, they can see that you're happy, they see your balance, but that you're hard to read. People can't figure you out all the way. There's some parts of you, maybe that's about that, how you don't let everybody in, but that it makes it a little hard for you to read. People also see that you're very reflective and emotionally intelligent, and that you're able to almost show them in a not, and I'm not saying this is in a, I'm hearing the word maniacal, that's weird, in a not rude or mean or maniacal or malicious way. You're able to reflect certain things to them that they learn about themselves through their interactions with you. I'll say it like that. People also see that you are very giving and loving, but it's weird because it's like, it's almost the feeling that you're very loving and supportive and understanding and compassionate, but you don't let people, it's not that you don't let people be that way with you, but they don't almost get a chance to, because you don't let too many people in to where they would know too much about what's going on either in you or in your past. There's something here about not letting people in, but being very still at the same time giving and compassionate to them for what they're going through. I hope I'm making some kind of sense. And this part's maybe not what people are noticing about you, but it's, there's a lot of people who feel like you're a soulmate. You might have come across different people who have even told you, I think you're my soulmate, and maybe you are, because I do believe personally that we have multiple soulmates and that there's different levels of soulmates, and that, you know, if we all came from the original source, you know, we're all, you know, different vessels of God expressing himself through all of us, right? Then technically we're all kind of soulmates, right? But there's a lot of people who I feel view you, feel very strongly connected to you and feel that you are some kind of a soulmate to them on different levels. This could be family, friends, and yes, very much I feel a lot of people romantically feel that you are their soulmate. People have noticed that you don't make money in shady ways. Yeah, people notice that you don't make money in shady ways, and people also notice you're not one to make a fool of yourself. That you think things through before you do it, and that you're not one to make a fool of yourself or do something that you did. It's like almost like you'll make sure and read into something or know enough about something before you do it or speak on it, because you're not going to make a fool of yourself, and people have noticed that about you. People notice that you give a lot of hope to people when they're feeling hopeless. A lot of people have noticed that they really enjoy the way you speak and the things you talk about. People have noticed that you have great conversation skills, or that the conversation with you is great. A lot of people like speaking to you or having deep conversations with you, and they've noticed that. People have also noticed that you're very aligned, Pile 4. People notice that a lot of people have noticed that they feel something very fated or destined about you. They feel like they were meant to meet you or come across you or connect with you in some way. People also notice when something bad happens, you don't stay down for long. You get it right back up, and you keep going. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some Librans here. Or there's something very karmic in your energy. Not that it's bad karma, it's that there's something that people feel like they know there's people, okay, here it comes. There's people who've had interactions with you or experiences with you that they feel that was very fated in order for them to learn certain lessons. However that translates or plays out. So maybe some people got dished out some harsh karma from something they did to you or were trying to do to you, and they realize now that it was fated in order for them to learn. Other people feel like it was just fated for them to come across you because of certain things you teach them. Some people just feel that you're very fair and balanced and know that you will not do them dirty. Also, people feel that people have noticed that you're very good at taking control of situations. You have a certain amount of spiritual strength and control and authority over your life, that you can take control of situations that have gone the wrong way and steer them in the right direction. People have also noticed that you were able to see things, catastrophes even, that were going to happen in their life, that you were able to see things that were going to happen and tried to warn them, and that they should have listened to you because you were right. You were able to see things in their life they weren't able to see in their own life, and that you were right about everything you said or predicted, and that people are realizing they should have listened to you because you were right the whole time. Wow, interesting, Pile 4. Love this. So that's what I have for you today. I hope you will feel called to like and subscribe. Love you guys. See you later.